The sun was setting on New Seoul, painting the sky in bright orange and purple. 8-year-old Ta ran through the backyard, chasing a small drone that his father had built for him. The toy zoomed between the tall trees that surrounded their home at the edge of the human colony. "Dad, look how fast I can make it go," Ta shouted, his face full of joy. Dr. Kim looked up from his garden work and smiled at his son. He was a thin man with kind eyes, more at home in a lab than a garden. But with his wife away, he enjoyed these simple moments with Ta. "Very good, son. Just keep it inside our yard," he said. "Your mother will be home in 3 days. Let's not break anything before she returns." Ta laughed and nodded. He knew his mother was important. General Han led the human defense forces in this sector of space. Everyone respected her. Some even feared her. But to Tai, she was just Mom, the woman who told him bedtime stories about Earth and taught him how to be brave. As the sky grew darker, Dr. Kim didn't notice the slight shimmer in the air above their home. The cloaked ship hung silently, watching. Inside, Commander Greg studied the readings with interest. "The boy shows excellent genetic markers," said the science officer beside him. Her scaled skin glowed faintly in the dim light of the ship's bridge. "Better than any human child we've found so far." Greg nodded. His 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "And you're sure the father is the famous xenobiologist, the one who studies our kind?" "Yes, Commander. The mother appears to be away. Military transport left 3 days ago." Greg made a sound of satisfaction. "Perfect timing. Prepare the extraction team. Quick and clean. We need the specimen undamaged." Tai was about to come inside for dinner when he first noticed the strange silence. The night birds had stopped singing. Even the insects were quiet. He turned slowly, feeling something was wrong. 4 tall figures stood at the edge of the yard. They weren't human. Their bodies were too thin, their heads too angular. The evening light reflected off their armor. "Dad," Ta called out, his voice shaking. Dr. Kim stepped outside, then froze when he saw the intruders. He quickly moved to stand between them and his son. "Ta, run inside," he said calmly, though fear filled his eyes. "Call the emergency number." But more figures appeared from the sides of the house, surrounding them. One stepped forward, taller than the others. "Dr. Kim," Commander Greg said in heavily accented human speech, "we apologize for this intrusion. We only want the boy. Our research requires him." Dr. Kim reached behind him, pushing Ta back. "You have no right. We have peace with the Empire. This is against all our treaties." "Treaties change," Greg said simply. "The boy will help us understand humans better. He will be treated well." Tai could feel his heart pounding. His mother had warned him about dangers, had taught him what to do if something bad happened. But now he was frozen in fear. Dr. Kim lunged for a garden tool and swung it at the nearest alien. "Run, Ta, run." Ta finally broke free from his fear and ran toward the house. But one of the aliens moved with shocking speed, cutting him off. Dr. Kim fought with surprising strength, his father's love giving him courage. He managed to injure 2 of the aliens before a bright flash lit up the garden. Dr. Kim fell to the ground, a smoking wound on his chest. "Dad!" Ta screamed, trying to reach his father. Strong hands grabbed him. Ta kicked and bit, fighting with all his might. A sweet-smelling cloth covered his face. As everything started to go dark, the last thing Tai saw was his father lying still on the ground, and the stars above being replaced by the metal ceiling of an alien ship. His final thought before unconsciousness took him was of his mother. When she found out what happened, the galaxy would tremble. General Han stepped off the military transport, eager to see her family after a long week of border patrols. She was a woman of medium height with short black hair and eyes that missed nothing. Her uniform bore the marks of her 30 years of service, each medal earned through blood and sacrifice. As she approached her home, she knew something was wrong. Military police vehicles surrounded the area. Yellow warning tape blocked the entrance. Her heart began to race. "General," a young officer ran to her. "We've been trying to reach you." Han pushed past him and ran into the house. Medics were loading a stretcher. On it lay her husband, his chest covered in bandages, his face pale. "Kim," she cried, rushing to his side. The medics stopped for her. Dr. Kim's eyes fluttered open. "Han," he whispered. "They took Ta." "Who took him?" Han asked, her voice dangerously quiet. "Empire." Kim struggled to speak. "Tall commander, 4 eyes, said Tai was needed for research." Han's face hardened like stone. "When?" "Yesterday evening." The lead medic stepped forward. "Your husband's wound is serious. We need to get him to the hospital now." Han nodded, squeezing Kim's hand. "I will find our son," she promised. "You focus on healing." After the medics left, Han stood in her empty home. Her eyes moved to Ta's room, to his toys still scattered on the floor. She picked up his favorite stuffed animal, a earth tiger, and held it tight. Then she made a call. "Absolutely not," said Admiral Park. His face filled the video screen in Han's home office. "We cannot risk war with the Empire over one child." "He is my child," Han said. Her voice was calm, which made her words more frightening. "And they broke the peace treaty. They attacked a civilian home. They shot my husband. We have sent formal complaints through diplomatic channels." The Admiral replied. "The Empire denies any involvement. Without proof." "I don't need proof. I need soldiers." "General Han, I understand your pain. But I cannot authorize military action based on one man's testimony." Dr. Kim was injured. He might have been confused. Han leaned closer to the screen. "My husband knows what he saw. The Empire took my son." "The answer is still no, General. That's final." Han ended the call. She sat still for a long moment. Then she opened a hidden compartment in her desk and removed a small black device. She pressed her thumb to it, and it lit up with a list of names. People who owed her favors. People she had saved in battle. People who operated outside the law. People who feared her. Her first call was to Captain Sun, her former second-in-command. "I need you," she said simply when he answered. "Official or unofficial?" Sun asked. "The Empire took Ta." The Admiral refused to help. There was a pause. "I'll be there in 3 hours. I'll bring the others." Han made 19 more calls. No one refused her. At the military headquarters the next morning, Han placed her badge and gun on Admiral Park's desk. "What is this?" he asked. "My resignation," Han said. "Effective immediately." The Admiral looked shocked. "This is a mistake, Han. Your career." "My career was serving humanity. Now I serve only one purpose." "And what is that?" Han's eyes were cold fire. "Finding my son." "How will you do that without military resources?" "I don't need the military," Han said, turning to leave. "I have my own resources. People the Empire will never see coming." The Admiral stood up. "Han, don't do this. You'll start a war." Han stopped at the door. "I'm not a general anymore," she said quietly. "I'm a mother, and the Empire has already started this war." As she walked out of the building, her personal communicator beeped. Captain Sun had secured a ship, an old stealth frigate that officially didn't exist. Han looked up at the stars, somewhere among which her son was being held. "I'm coming, Tai," she whispered. "And heaven help anyone who stands in my way." Tai woke up on a hard bed in a room with white walls. His head hurt. For a moment, he couldn't remember where he was. Then it all came back. The strange aliens, his father falling to the ground, the ship. He sat up quickly, looking around. The room was small, no windows, just a door with no handle on his side. A camera watched him from the corner. "Dad?" he called. No answer. The door slid open. A tall alien entered. This one looked different from the ones who took him. It had blue-gray skin and 6 fingers on each hand. It wore a white coat. "Good. You are awake," it said in stilted human speech. "I am Chief Scientist Draz. You will come with me now." Ta backed away. "Where's my dad? I want to go home." Draz tilted his large head. "Your home is here now. You are valuable to the Empire. Come, or the helpers will make you come." 2 large guards appeared behind Draz. Ta knew he had no choice. He followed Draz into a long hallway. As they walked, Ta saw other rooms. Through small windows in the doors, he could see children. Some looked human. Others were clearly alien. All looked scared. They entered a large room filled with strange machines. Other aliens in white coats worked at stations. "This is Subject 127, Draz announced. "Human male, 8 Earth years, excellent genetic profile." An important-looking alien approached. "This is the one from the border colony, the son of the xenobiologist." "Yes, Prince Jin," Draz bowed low. "His adaptability scores are the highest we've seen." Prince Jin studied Ta with 4 golden eyes. "Does he know who his mother is?" "We didn't check family records beyond the father," Draz admitted. "No matter." Jin waved a hand. "Begin the tests. I want to know if humans can truly adapt as quickly as the reports suggest." The aliens strapped Ta to a table. He fought, but he was too small. They placed sensors on his head and chest. "What are you doing?" Ta cried. "Let me go." "We study you," Draz explained, as if this was normal. "How humans adapt. How humans change. How humans survive. You are special, even for humans." "My mom will find me," Ta said. "She'll make you sorry." The aliens laughed. The sound was like breaking glass. "No one finds this place," Prince Jin said. "Now be quiet." After hours of painful tests, they took Ta to a new room. This one had 6 beds. 5 other children were there. "New kid," said one of them, a girl who looked partly human. "I'm Ju. Been here 2 years." Ta sat on the empty bed. "I'm Ta. They took me from New Seoul." "They take us all from somewhere," said Ju. She looked about 10, with skin that had a faint purple tint. "Don't fight too much. They'll hurt you worse." "My mom will come for me," Ta insisted. "She's a general." Ju looked sad. "My dad was a ship captain. He's probably still looking too. But no one finds this place." That night, Ta couldn't sleep. He thought about his dad, hurt on the ground, about his mom, who must be worried sick. He felt tears coming but held them back. Next to him, Ju whispered, "First night's the hardest. Gets easier." "I don't want it to get easier," Ta whispered back. "If it gets easier, it means I'm giving up." Ju was quiet for a moment. "You're different," she finally said. "Most kids break after the first day of tests." "My mom taught me to be strong," Ta said. "She said humans always adapt to survive. But adapting doesn't mean giving up." "What's your mom's name?" Ju asked. "General Han," Ta said with pride. "And she never, ever gives up on a mission." In the monitoring room, Draz watched the children's conversation with interest. He made a note about Subject 127's unusual resilience. He did not bother to check military records for the name General Han. That would prove to be a deadly mistake. The ship called Vengeance moved silently through space. It was an old military vessel, painted black to hide among the stars. Inside, 20 of the best fighters in the galaxy prepared for war. At the command center, Han studied star maps. Her eyes were red from lack of sleep. 3 days had passed since she left New Seoul. 3 days since she began her hunt. Captain Sun entered the room. He was a solid man with a scar across his cheek. Once, he had been Han's most trusted soldier. Now, he was her right hand in this private mission. "We've reached the border of Empire space," Sun said. "No patrol ships detected. We're clear to proceed." Han nodded. "Any word from our contacts?" "Yes, an Empire supply ship, makes a run to the Nox system every month. The route is unusual. They avoid main travel lanes. Han's eyes narrowed. Something to hide. That's what I thought. Sun agreed. The ship is due to pass here in 6 hours. Han stood up. Her face showed no emotion, but her voice was cold. Prepare the team. We're going to stop that ship. The Empire supply ship never saw them coming. Han's team disabled its engines with a precise strike. Before the crew could send a distress call, Han's fighters were inside. They took the bridge in under 2 minutes. No shots fired. No one killed. Han wanted information, not bodies. The Empire captain was brought to the cargo hold. He was tall and thin, like all his kind, with 4 eyes that blinked rapidly in fear. I am protected by Imperial law, the captain said. This act of piracy. This is not piracy, Han interrupted. This is a mother looking for her son. She showed him a picture of Ta. My son was taken from New Seoul 4 days ago. I want to know where he is. The captain looked confused. I transport supplies. I know nothing of prisoners or kidnappings. Han studied him. But you know something. I can see it in your eyes. The captain stayed silent. Han turned to Sun. Get everyone off this ship except him and me. Then give us 1 hour. Sun hesitated. Han. 1 hour, she repeated. When they were alone, Han sat across from the captain. She placed a small black box on the table between them. I spent 30 years protecting humanity from threats, she said softly. I've learned many things, including how to make someone talk. She opened the box. The captain's eyes widened. You wouldn't, he whispered. Your people claim to be civilized. I'm not representing my people anymore, Han said. I'm just a mother now. 53 minutes later, Han emerged from the cargo hold. Her uniform was clean. Her hands were steady. Her eyes were colder than before. The team gathered around her. The research facility is in the Drazak system, she told them. Hidden on the 3rd moon of the gas giant. Heavily guarded, they're holding at least 60 children there. Different species. They're running experiments. How do we get in? Sun asked. The captain gave us codes. Shift changes. Guard rotations. Han turned to the weapons station, and he confirmed that my son is there. A young woman stepped forward. How did you make him talk? Han looked at her. Do you really want to know? The woman looked away. Sun placed a hand on Han's shoulder. Are we still the good guys in this fight? He asked quietly. Han's face showed the first real emotion since they began. A flash of anger mixed with pain. In war, there are no good guys, she said, but there are mothers. She walked to the main console and entered coordinates. Set course for the Drazak system. Prepare for stealth approach. She looked at her team. Weapons ready. We go in fast. We go in hard. We find my son and the other children. The ship turned, its engines glowing faintly. Like a shark sensing blood, it headed toward Empire territory. Behind them, the supply ship drifted, its crew locked safely in escape pods that would signal their location in 6 hours, long after Han's team was gone. The hunt had found its path. 6 months had passed since Tai was brought to the facility. His body was thinner now, but his eyes were sharp and watchful. The scientists had run hundreds of tests on him. Pain had become a normal part of his days, but they had not broken his spirit. In the children's sleeping room, Tai sat on his bed. Around him, 5 other children waited for his words. Over time, he had become their leader. They're bringing in new children tomorrow, Ta said quietly. We need to warn them what to expect. Ju nodded. She and Ta had become close friends. How do you know this? Tay tapped his ear. I listen. The guards talk when they think we don't understand their language. A small blue-skinned boy raised his hand. Can we help the new kids? Like you helped me. Yes, Rin, Ta said. Remember what I taught you all. The Empire is strong, but they don't understand humans. They don't understand any of us. They think we're just test subjects. But we're more than that. The children nodded. Ta had taught them small ways to resist, how to pretend to be weaker than they were, how to share food, how to support each other when the tests became too hard. Ta, Ju whispered, tell us the story again. About your mother. The other children moved closer. Ta's stories gave them hope. My mother is General Han, Ta began. She has fought in 12 major battles. She once held off an entire enemy fleet with just 3 ships. She never leaves anyone behind. Do you think she's looking for you? Asked a girl with 4 arms. I know she is, Ta said firmly. And when she finds this place, the Empire will be sorry. The door slid open suddenly. The children scattered back to their beds. Chief Scientist Draz entered with Prince Jin behind him. Subject 127, Draz called. Come. Ta stood up slowly. He had learned not to show fear. Prince Jin studied him with interest. This is the human child. He doesn't look special. His test results are remarkable, Draz said. He adapts faster than any subject we studied. His body heals quickly. His mind solves problems in unique ways. Prince Jin circled Ta. Yet I hear there are problems with this one. Draz looked nervous. Minor issues, Your Highness. Nothing serious. The other subjects looked to him for leadership. Prince Jin said. That is not minor. That shows a dangerous level of influence. Ta kept his face blank, but his mind raced. They had noticed more than he thought. We've increased his testing schedule, Draz explained. He has less time with the others now. Prince Jin stopped in front of Ta. What is your name, human? Subject 127. Ta answered flatly. Your real name. Ta hesitated. Ta. And who were your parents, Ta? Ta thought quickly. Should he tell the truth? Would it help or hurt? He decided to hide his mother's identity for now. My father is a scientist, he said. Prince Jin seemed satisfied with the partial answer. Double his testing schedule, he ordered Draz. I want to know everything about how he adapts. Push him harder. If he's so special, prove it. After they left, Ju snuck over to Ta's bed. Why didn't you tell them about your mother? She whispered. Ta looked at the camera in the corner of the room. He had discovered its blind spots weeks ago. Because she taught me something important, he whispered back, making sure they couldn't be seen. In battle, surprise is your best weapon. That night, while the other children slept, Ta continued his secret work. Under his thin mattress, he had a small map of the facility drawn on cloth. Each day, he added more details. He memorized guard shifts. He found paths through the air ducts. When his mother came, and he knew she would, Ta would be ready to help her. The gas giant Drazak filled the view screen of the Vengeance. Its massive, swirling storms of orange and red gases made it look angry. Han thought that was fitting. Around the giant planet, several moons orbited. The third one, a small gray rock, was their target. Scan complete, said Min, their tech expert. The facility is built into the north side of a crater. Heavy shielding. Defense systems active. Han studied the holographic display. Show me the entry points. Min highlighted several areas. Main landing bay here. Service entrance here. Emergency exits here and here. Captain Sun frowned. Security is tight. We can't just fly in. We won't, Han said. We'll use their own supply line. She pointed to a small ship approaching the moon. That's our ticket in. 4 hours later, Han and her team were inside a captured supply shuttle. They wore the biological disguises that Min had created, thin masks that changed their features to look like the Empire species. The technology wasn't perfect, but it would fool quick glances. Remember, Han told her team, our first goal is to find my son and the other children. No unnecessary killing. No alarms until we have them secure. The shuttle approached the facility. A voice came over the comm system. Supply vessel T-85, transmit authorization codes. Min sent the codes they had taken from the captured captain. There was a tense pause. Supply vessel T-85, you are cleared to land. Proceed to Bay 4. The team breathed a collective sigh of relief. Phase 1 complete. The landing bay was busy with workers unloading other ships. Han led 3 team members down the ramp. The rest stayed hidden inside. New supplies for Section 7, Han told the dock manager, keeping her head down. The manager barely looked at them. Take it through there. Get proper signatures. They pushed the cargo containers toward the inner door. So far, so good. But as they reached the security checkpoint, an alarm suddenly blared. Security breach in Section 3, a voice announced. All personnel on alert. The guards at the checkpoint became instantly more attentive. One looked closely at Han. You, he said, I don't recognize you. Show your ID chip. Han knew their disguises wouldn't hold up to close inspection. She had hoped to avoid fighting so soon, but they had no choice. Captain Sun moved first, taking down the nearest guard with a silent stun weapon. Han disabled the second. The third managed to hit an alarm before Min's shot dropped him. So much for the quiet approach, Han muttered. Plan B move. They rushed through the checkpoint. Behind them, more guards poured into the landing bay. The rest of Han's team emerged from the shuttle, weapons ready. Sun, take 4 people and secure our exit route, Han ordered. Min, slice into their system. Find the children's location. Min connected her device to a wall terminal. Working on it. Their security is complex. Gunfire erupted in the landing bay. Through her comm, Han heard Sun's voice. We're engaged. Heavy resistance. Han didn't hesitate. Hold them as long as you can. We'll find another way out if needed. Min's device beeped. Got it. Children are held in Section 12, Level 5. Han checked the facility map. That's deep inside. Min, stay here and coordinate. Rest of you with me. As they moved through the corridors, fighting grew more intense. 2 of her team were wounded. Sun reported his position was surrounded. Fall back if you can, Han told him. Don't get captured. Too late, came Sun's grim reply. They've got us. 3 of us are taken. 2 down. Han's heart sank, but her face showed nothing. Stay alive, Sun. We'll come for you. They reached a lift that would take them to Level 5. As the doors closed, Min's voice came through their comms. Han, I've accessed their files. There aren't just a few children here. There are hundreds. Han's eyes widened. Hundreds. Children from 27 different species, all being tested, all being studied for their adaptive abilities. The lift stopped at Level 5. Han stepped out, her mind racing with this new information. The mission had just become much more complicated. What do we do now? Asked one of her team. We can't save them all. Han looked down the long corridor ahead. Somewhere in this facility was her son. But now she knew hundreds of other children were suffering too. We save them all, Han said, her voice firm. Or we die trying. Tai lay strapped to the cold metal table. Today's tests had been worse than usual. His body ached, and his head pounded with pain. Prince Jin had ordered the scientists to push harder, and they had followed his orders with cruel efficiency. Chief Scientist Draz stood nearby, making notes on a screen. Subject 127 continues to show remarkable resilience. Pain threshold exceeds baseline human standards by 43%. Tai closed his eyes. He tried to think of home, of his father's garden, of his mother's strong voice. But the images kept slipping away. Enough for today, Draz said finally. Return him to containment. As the assistants unstrapped him, alarms suddenly blared throughout the facility. Red lights flashed in the corridor. Draz's communicator buzzed. He listened, his eyes growing wide with fear. Security breach. He shouted to the guards. Intruders in the landing bay. Tay's heart jumped. Could it be? After all these months, the facility erupted into chaos. Guards ran past the lab doors. Scientists hurried to secure their work. In the confusion, Ty was left momentarily unattended. He slipped off the table and hid behind equipment. His legs were weak, but his mind was clear. This might be his only chance. Suddenly, Prince Jin burst into the lab. "Draz," he shouted, "the containment protocols. Activate them now." Draz rushed to a console. "What's happening?" "Humans." Prince Jin spat the word. "A small team. They've already taken down our outer defenses." Tay's hope soared. "Humans. Mother. Take the special subjects to the secure level," Prince Jin ordered, "starting with that one." He pointed to where Ta had been. "He's gone," Draz cried, seeing the empty table. Prince Jin's eyes darkened with rage. "Find him. Now." Guards began searching the lab. Ta pressed himself smaller behind the large machine. "Wait," Prince Jin said. "This is too coordinated to be random. These humans came for something specific." He turned to Draz. "The boy. What did you learn about his family?" "Only that his father was a scientist," Draz replied. "We found it unremarkable." "And the mother?" Prince Jin demanded. "Who is the mother?" Draz checked his files. We never completed that part of the background check." Prince Jin struck Draz across the face. "Fool, check it now." As Draz worked the computer, a guard spotted Ta. "There." He grabbed Ta roughly by the arm and dragged him out. Prince Jin loomed over the boy. "Your people have come for you, haven't they?" "Who are they?" Ta said nothing. The prince grabbed his face. "Tell me, or I will make your last moments very painful." Tay's eyes met the prince's. In that moment, he let his fear fall away. His mother was here. That was all that mattered. "My mother is General Han," he said proudly. "And she's going to make you pay for what you've done." Prince Jin's face changed. For the first time, Tai saw fear in those alien eyes. "Han," he whispered, "the destroyer of the Kraxel dreadnought, the butcher of the Vorn rebellion." Draz looked up from his screen, his face pale. "Your Highness, the boy is telling the truth. His mother is General Han of the Human Defense Forces. Her battle record is extensive." Prince Jin backed away, locked down the entire facility. "Triple the guards on all levels. Move all valuable subjects to the escape shuttles." "It's too late," Ta said softly. "You took her son. There's nowhere in the galaxy you can hide now." On a security screen across the room, Ta could see corridors where lights were failing. Systems were shutting down in sequence. The facility was being dismantled from within. "She's already inside your systems," Ta said, a small smile forming. "That's how she works. First, she takes your eyes. Then she takes your breath. Then she comes for you." Prince Jin slapped Ta hard across the face. "Take him to my personal shuttle. He's our bargaining chip now." As guards dragged Tai away, the main lights in the facility suddenly went dark. Emergency lighting cast everything in a dim red glow. Over the speakers, a calm female voice made an announcement. "Imperial facility breach complete. Life support systems compromised. Estimated time to total failure, 15 minutes. This is not a drill." Tay recognized his mother's voice, and for the first time in 6 months, he laughed. Han moved through the dark corridors like a shadow. The emergency lights cast a red glow that made the facility look like it was bleeding. 2 guards fell silently before they even knew she was there. "Min, status report," she whispered into her comm. "I've locked down all escape shuttles except one." Min's voice replied. "Life support is failing in sections 3 through 8. The children's area is still secure. But I've located Sun and the others. They're being held in the security center." And Ta. He was in the main lab, but they're moving him, heading to the command level. Prince Jin has him. Han's face hardened. "Keep the children safe. I'm going after my son." She took a lift to the command level. The doors opened to reveal a corridor lined with guards. They turned toward her, weapons raised. Han didn't hesitate. She fired 2 quick shots, then rolled behind a console as return fire erupted around her. With calm precision, she took down 3 more guards. The rest pulled back around a corner. "We have the human woman trapped in Corridor 7, one shouted into his comm. Han smiled coldly. They thought she was trapped. She reached into her pocket and tossed a small device down the hallway. It bounced, then released a cloud of smoke. When the smoke cleared, the guards were unconscious on the floor. Han stepped over them and continued toward the command center. Prince Jin dragged Tai into the main command room. Chief Scientist Draz and several high-ranking officers were already there, their faces showing panic. "The facility is failing," one officer shouted. "We must evacuate." "Not without our research," Prince Jin snapped. "And not without our bargaining chip." He pushed Ta forward. Draz looked at the security feeds. "The human intruders are freeing the children. And the woman, she's coming this way." "Let her come," Prince Jin said. He pulled out a weapon and held it to Ta's head. "She'll do exactly as I say if she wants her son to live." Ta remained calm. "You don't know my mother very well." The doors to the command center suddenly shut and locked. The lights flickered. On every screen, the same message appeared: "Surrender or die." Prince Jin laughed nervously. "Your mother thinks she can intimidate the imperial family. I have ruled 1,000 worlds." The air vent in the ceiling exploded outward. Before anyone could react, Han dropped into the room. 2 officers fell from her quick shots before they could raise their weapons. She stood tall, her weapon aimed at Prince Jin's head. Her eyes found her son's. "Ta," she said softly, "are you hurt?" "I'm okay, Mom," Ta replied. His voice was steady, but his eyes shone with tears of relief. Prince Jin tightened his grip on Ta. "One more step, and the boy dies." Han didn't move. "You're Prince Jin, correct? Heir to the imperial throne." "Yes," he said proudly, "and you will release this facility, or—" "I don't negotiate with people who take children," Han interrupted. "But I'll make you an offer. Let my son go, and I will let you live." The prince laughed. "You are alone, human. My guards will be here any moment." "Your guards are busy dealing with the prison break on level 5, Han said calmly. "All 63 children are being moved to safety as we speak." For the first time, Tai saw doubt on the prince's face. "You can't save them all," Prince Jin snarled. "And you certainly can't challenge the might of the Empire." "I already have," Han replied. She looked at Tai and gave a slight nod. Ta knew what to do. His mother had always taught him to be ready. In one quick motion, he dropped his weight and twisted, breaking free from the prince's grip. Han fired instantly. Her shot hit Prince Jin in the shoulder, spinning him around. Before he could recover, she was across the room, her weapon pressed against his head. "You misunderstand," Han said to the wounded prince. "I'm not negotiating for my son's release. I'm here to dismantle your empire, piece by piece, until no one ever considers taking the human child again." She looked at Ta. "Go to the door, son. Help is coming." Right on cue, the command center doors blew open. Min and the rest of Han's team poured in, quickly securing the room. Draz cowered in the corner. "Please, we were just following orders." Han's eyes were cold. "So was I. Once. Now I follow a mother's instinct, and it tells me to burn your world to the ground." Alarms blared throughout the facility. The countdown to life support failure continued. Han's team worked quickly, gathering all the research data and securing the command center. "Mom." Tai ran to Han and threw his arms around her. She held him tight, her eyes closing briefly as 6 months of fear and rage gave way to relief. "I knew you'd come," Ta whispered. Her comm unit buzzed. "General," Captain Sun's voice came through. He had been freed during the assault. "We've secured the children, but we have a problem. There are too many for our ship alone. How many? Han asked. 217 from 27 different species, Sun replied. Many are in bad shape. Han thought quickly. Min, show me the facility's ships. Min brought up a display. They have 3 large transport vessels in the lower bay. Not as fast as ours, but enough to carry everyone. Get those ships ready, Han ordered. Download all their research data first. We need proof of what they've done here. Prince Jin, now bound and on his knees, laughed bitterly. You think this matters? The Empire spans 1,000 worlds. This is one small facility. We will hunt you down. We will take back what is ours. Han ignored him, turning to Draz instead. The children. What were you doing to them? Draz trembled. Research. Adaptation studies. Different species adapt differently to stress, to pain. Humans are particularly good at it. We wanted to understand why. Han's face showed no emotion, but her voice was cold as space. You study pain by causing it. To children. It was necessary, Draz insisted, for the advancement of the Empire. Han turned to Min. Is the broadcast system ready? Min nodded, ready to transmit to all major systems, including the Galactic Council. Han stepped up to the main console. She pressed a button, and her face appeared on screens across the galaxy, on human worlds, on Empire planets, and in the chambers of the Galactic Council itself. My name is General Han of Earth, she began. 6 months ago, the Galactic Empire kidnapped my son and hundreds of other children from across the galaxy. They have been performing experiments on these children, causing pain to study how different species adapt to suffering. She transmitted images from the facility, the labs, the cells, the medical records. This is not an isolated incident, she continued. This is Imperial policy. I am broadcasting from their research facility in the Drazak system. I have freed the children. I have captured those responsible. And I promise you this, any civilization that preys on children is not worthy of power. She ended the transmission and turned to her team. Time to go. The escape was chaotic but organized. Han's training showed in how her small team managed to evacuate all the children in less than 30 minutes. Tai helped lead the younger ones, showing the same leadership he had displayed in captivity. Ju found him as they boarded the largest transport ship. Your mom is really a general, she said with awe. Ta nodded proudly. I told you she'd come. In the command ship, Han made a final check of the facility. She had rigged it to explode after their departure, erasing all trace of the Empire's cruelty. As their small fleet lifted off, Ta stood beside his mother on the bridge. Through the view screen, they watched the facility crumble in a series of explosions. Mom, Tai asked quietly, did you start a war to find me? Han put her arm around her son's shoulders. No, Ta. I ended one they started when they took you. She looked at the stars ahead. Already, messages were coming in from across the galaxy. The Galactic Council was convening an emergency session. The Empire was facing sanctions from a dozen previously neutral species. What happens now? Tai asked. Now we take these children home, Han replied. And then we make sure this never happens again. 6 months later, on New Sol, Ta stood in the garden of their rebuilt home. His father, now recovered from his injuries, worked nearby. They had both changed, carrying scars both visible and hidden. But they were healing. At the edge of the property, a new building stood, the first office of the Galactic Children's Protection Force. Han had created it, staffed by veterans and diplomats from many worlds. Its mission, to search for missing children and prevent exploitation across the galaxy. Ta looked up as his mother approached. She wore a new uniform now, with a simple insignia of a shield. Ready for your first day of training? She asked. Ta nodded. He thought of Ju and the other children he had met. Some had gone home. Others, with no homes to return to, had been welcomed on New Sol. I'm ready, he said, Someone needs to protect the children. Han smiled at her son, seeing in him the strength that had survived the darkest times. That someone, she said, is us.